hair is irking me. That ain't no better. Let me do it with this. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, Michelle. I never get to make the lives, and I finally made one. Yay! Oh, I forgot my little noisemaker thing. I forgot to bring it out here. That's one of the cons of doing your lives on location is you don't have, I don't have everything like right next to me. So, okay, let me turn this on. Great convo yesterday. Yeah, we did. Like we was talking about everything too. Now, what you asked me something that I said I would talk about in the live. What was that? Because after we go over the Yimiya stuff, we can it is warm out here. What? Hey Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, I forgot Siri was on here too, Jesus. What's the temperature?
I won't respond to that.
All right then. Well bye. Let me ask this one. Cause she'll respond. Hey Siri,
Hmm?
what's the temperature?
It's 70 degrees right now.
Thank you. It's 70 degrees. And it feel like it. I'm hot. I should have put on my yeah, go find it. So because I know you did ask me something and I was like, oh, that would be a good oh these glasses dirty. That would be a good topic for the live. Okay. We're gonna have to come out here with a broom because it is spider webs everywhere and I can see like a line from like this chair to that chair. Like the spiders be out here getting busy. But okay, I hope we don't have a situation like we had yesterday. And my husband said he gonna go back and try to find the part where I was running from the bee because he wants to see. Okay, page 95. Okay, today we're gonna stay on topic, at least for the first part, so we can at least get through um okay. So we can at least get through the Yimiya part and then we'll talk about um other stuff. So I'm not gonna go into the feast and the saints and all that stuff in this video. But if you want to know all that, if you go to the playlist, there is a more detailed there are more detailed videos on all of the Orisha teachings there where I go into detail about the feast days, the all that kind of stuff. So let's just start. Yemaya as a cosmic force. This beloved Orisha is seen as the ocean waters and the supernatural mother. She is the giver of all life and the sustenance of the world. With her help, all things are possible. Without her, there is only death and destruction. While Obatala is the seed of life, it is through Yemaya that the seed germinates and manifests in many things because Yemaya is water. So without water, there's no way for a seed to grow. So Yemaya would be important. Now the difference between Yemaya and Oshun is river water. So we know rivers are not as deep as the ocean. There's a total difference between river water and ocean water. Ocean deep, vast, continuous, huge. Rivers are normally smaller bodies of water that are moving, but it's not as deep and it's not as wide, of course, as the ocean. And it's all ocean, not just the Pacific Ocean. You know, she's not just on one side of the world, but the entire ocean. And you know that the earth is made up of vast amounts of water. So it's the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Ocean, all the oceans. Okay. Kay says she has about 10 minutes. Okay, well, you can always go back and, replay, but I'm glad you're here, sweetie. Yimiya is seen as a beautiful and majestic woman, full bodied and magnificent. She dresses with the sea waves, and the foam is her lace mantle. She adorns herself with pearls and seashells and the vast treasures of the sea. On one hand, she holds a silver mask, and on the other, a serpent, dual symbol of her wisdom and sexuality. At drum parties, she is dressed in blue and white gingham, trimmed in ribbon and white lace. Her skirt must be very wide as she uses it in her dances to emulate the movement of the waves. And if you ever go to a bimbe or any party that has to do with the Orisha, you will see that, you come dressed as your Orisha. So if you are a child of Yimiya, you're going to come in blue and white. There's going to be some blue mixed in with your white somewhere. If you're a child of Oshun, you're going to come in gold and white or yellow and white. The basis of your outfit is going to be white, but it may be trimmed in gold, or since we're talking about Yimiya, trimmed in blue. The skirts are fitted at the waist, but they flare out. So when you dance, you grab your skirt and you use your skirt to fan as a symbol of the water moving. So if you look at any of the Orisha dances, like traditional Orisha dances, you will see the women using their skirts when they're dance, and that symbolizes the waves moving of the water. The when you go to a bimbes or you go to Orisha ceremonies, it's very traditional. The women are all dressed in white. The men are dressed in white too, but it's white pants, white shirts, white hats. But the women, we of course get to dress more feminine, in the long flowy skirts are just part of the whole um traditional dancing and movement of the Orisha, especially Oshun and Yimiya and or yeah, if you're, dancing for them, it's a lot of, the moving of the skirt. Like, or yeah, her skirt is very colorful. The seven colors that she has are normally implemented into your skirt. Very pretty, colorful. Like the dancing of the, when you're dancing to the Orisha, it's a very synchronized type dancing. Like everyone is doing the same movement when it's not like going to a club and you're dancing to your favorite song come on, and everybody has, they some people may be twerking, some people may be doing the what they be doing now. I don't know, y'all. The cabbage patch or whatever. It's not like that. When you're dancing for the Orisha and you go to a bimbe or everything, if Oshun's song is playing, everyone is dancing to Oshun. So it's a very synchronized type thing. Like you're not going to go to a bimbe and someone's in the corner twerking. No, everyone is on one accord doing the same type of dance. If the call in the song is to Yimiya, then everyone is doing the dance for Yimiya, even the men. Everyone on the floor is doing the dance. And if you don't know how to do the dance, you are kind of told to just stay in the back until until you see the movement and learn the movement, and then you join in, because it's disrespectful for you to just get up there and just be doing twerking, or doing the cabbage patch or the snake or whatever, and they're dancing to for Yimaya, because those dances can actually call down the spirit, and you want to be doing what is appropriate for that drum session, because the drums are sacred. The drums that are used in bembes and ceremonies and stuff, these drums have been washed and presented to the Orisha. These drummers, the majority of the drummers are priests of some type of Orisha anyway. And you can't just, get in front of these drums and just, be doing stuff that's inappropriate. So it's a very beautiful scene to see all of the people on, one accord, everyone doing the same dance. Like, your movement may be a little different from the other person's, but you're doing the same thing. Like, you have to see it. And I wish I could show you guys the videos, but in the videos on YouTube, because of the music, YouTube has that stuff set up so stupid. But anyway, go watch some of the videos. Let me see if I can find one that's a good one. Go watch some of the videos. There's this one particular let me see if I can find it. There's this one particular guy that has a few videos up on YouTube where he teaches uh Orisha. Oh, here's one. Learn uh Cuban dance class. This is for Alegua, and his name is Dance Cool. So there, all you have to do is just type in um Orisha dance, and just type in whichever one that you want to see. This particular one is for Alegua. They have Ogun. They Oshun. Just type in Orisha dance Oshun, and it will come up and show you, how. Oh wait, this is what we're talking about right here. Now see how she is using. See how wide her skirt is, and she has both ends of the skirt. and she is using the skirt in the dance to, simulate the movement of the water. So type in Orisha dance in whichever dance you want to see. Like if you want to see Oshun's dance, type in Oshun. If you want to see Yimiya's dance, type in Yimiya. So that's your homework for this evening. Because I don't want you guys to just come here and listen to what I'm saying. Like I actually want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. So after you get off of here listening to me ramble for over an hour, go and watch the video so you can actually see what the dance movements are. I haven't done the dances in so long that I don't even know if I could. I probably could if I see somebody else do it, or if I go to a bembe and I see other people dancing. I'm pretty sure I could pick it up again. I mean, they're not extremely complicated dance moves. They're not really complicated. And you're just really doing the same move, you know, over and over again to the music. And normally, the people on the front row, you finish? Normally, the people on the front row at the bimbe, he doing that on purpose. The people on the front row at the bimbe are the most experienced. So they are basically leading the dance. So all you have to do is follow their movement and you'll get it. So it's not, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's so complicated. It's really not that complicated. It's just something that you have to get used to. It's not as complicated as these TikTok dances. I be seeing these kids. It's, oh Lord, I messed my hair. Okay, y'all just gonna have to deal with this hair. It's not that complicated. Okay, it's not all that. Like you're not gonna dislocate your shoulder trying to do the dance. Okay, so her attributes are a sun, a moon, a anchor, a lifesaver, a boat, seven oars, a star, a key made of silver, lead, tin, or steel. She also has among her attribute seven silver rings, a horse's tail with a handle ornamented with white and blue beads. The majority of you would never need that. Her fan is made of gold and mother of pearl trimmed with beads and seashells. She has a silver bell that is used to get her attention. Many of her attributes are adorned with tiny fish, ducks, fishing nets, seahorses, and seashells. Now, if you are ever invited to someone's birthday party and they have their altar set up for the Yimiya, all of these things will be shown in the altar, like the fishing net, beautiful blue and white material, this horse's tail that is um decorated with blue and white beads, the fan, the key, a star, the seven oars, a lifesaver, a boat. All of these things will be on their altar along with all of the food that Yimiya likes. I mean, some of these altars that I've seen, as a matter of fact, I have been there to help put up and take down some of these altars. They are so elaborate that people, put in their homes on their birthday, because like on your birthday, instead of having, like what we consider a regular birthday party with, cake, and you have your friends, you are honoring your Orisha. So we're talking about Yimiya. We're gonna put Yimiya today. So you would just like normally what they do is decorate an entire wall in their house or wherever they're having the party. Like if they're having the party at a hall or whatever, it's an entire wall decorated with material and just everything that Yemiya, all of the things that Yemiya uses to work with, all of those things are there. All of the food and fruit. And of course, that person, whoever birthday it is, would bring their Yemiya, which is in a pot. They would bring their Yemiya, dr- put it on a podium, dress it up. I mean, it is one of the, if you've never seen, a birthday for an Orisha, I'm telling you now, you missing out. Because just seeing this will trigger something in your spirit deep down. If you are really, this is how you know that you are really connected to the Orisha. When you go to a bembe, and if those drums don't speak to you, if they don't speak to your whole entire spirit, if something in your spirit don't awaken when you hear the drums and you hear them playing for the Orisha, this ain't for you. That's how I knew when I first went to my first Bimbe, and this was before I had received my lekes and everything. And I went to the Bimbe, and I heard those drums playing, and the song. I didn't understand nothing these people were saying because the songs were in Yoruba, but it spoke to my spirit deep down. It was like the ancestors was like, finally, finally. And if it don't speak to you like that, then it's probably not for you because it ain't for all of us. It's just because you black don't mean that you automatically are called by one of the Orisha. It may not be for you, but I'm telling you, if you ever, okay, that's bugging me. If you ever um have an opportunity to go to a bimbe and you hear the drums and see the people dancing, and this was, I wasn't even in all white. I think they covered my head. I think when I went, they gave me something to cover my head because I think all of the women had their head covered. But I wasn't like in all white. I didn't even understand what was going on because my friend had just like invited me. And this was my first time being introduced to, all of this. And it was just beautiful. It was just, I can't even explain it. I can't even explain how full my spirit was and how much I felt connected to something that I had never experienced before. And I just tell people, if you really believe that, and I know, trust me, I know that this ain't the easiest thing to find. A lot of people tell me like, well, how do I get it in my area? And I don't know any people in, like someone was on here yesterday and I think they said they lived in Minnesota. It's not easy to find. It's not like it's a secret, but it is a secret. Because if you don't know somebody, and if you don't know somebody, then it's not like someone is going to come knocking on your door, and you're not going to see, it's not going to be advertised because, like, why would someone invite you to some random person invite you to their birthday party? That's just like, Would you just invite a bunch of random strangers to your child's second birthday party or first birthday party? No. And that's kind of how it is in with the Arisha. If you don't know these people, you're not going to get invited to a bimbe. It's not like an event. It's not going to be on Eventbrite or something like that. You just not gonna go. Now there are some people who are doing things on social media, having events and posting them on social media and charging people for Zoom links and stuff. But I don't feel like you will really get the same connection you would if you were there in person. Because if you're there in person, you're learning the dances. It's just a totally different connection online than it is in person. And if this is what you want, then you're going to have to find a house where you can, that's water ain't cold, where you can at least see it one time in person. And if this is something that you want, then I feel like something that you want, you will, search and try to get it. I hope you get to experience it also, sweetheart. They're having a Oshun Fest next month in my city. Well, try your best to go. Try your best to go to it, because when you go to events like that, there are people there who may be able to, that's the place where you can kind of like maybe network with other people and find out where there may be smaller events, and maybe you can get invited to one of those events. I mean, I really wish that now I can go to, I technically could join a house if I wanted to. And it's really not that far. Like, we're in the Bay Area. The house that I could join is in San Francisco. But the only thing is if I join the house, like, you guys are not going to be able to see it because they're not going to let me film anything. Because, most people feel like, um, especially a lot of people in the who are more old school, feel like a lot of things should not be, uh, photos shouldn't be taken, and definitely not videos. So let me finish this part. It says, of course, her colors are blue and white. Her day of the week is Saturday. Now, let me get into this whole day of the week thing. Is this Yeah, okay. So this book is Santeria. When you look at Ifa and some of the hoodoo and some of the other tradition, the days of the week for the Orisha will change. So it says Saturday in this book, so we're gonna go with Saturday. Oh, this is the book. So if you want to find this, screenshot this. This book is only $9. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon or whatever. So her day of the week is Saturday, and her number is seven and multiples of seven. So her necklace is made of seven crystalline beads alternating with seven blue beads. So that's seven clear beads or seven white beads and seven blue beads. And I don't have on my leggings today. But one of her aspects of her necklace are ornamented with corals and cowrie shells, and there are many shades of blue that are ascribed to her. Mostly the blue that I should have brought mine so y'all could. You going back in the house? Do me a favor. You don't know where it's at. I was gonna say bring my leches out here, but I don't feel like describing to you where they at. Most of them do not have cowrie shells attached to them, though. Most of them are just plain. Um, Most of them are just plain beads like these, just plain seed beads. They don't have. I haven't seen any aleques with cowrie shells, but it could be like in Cuba or in Nigeria or other countries where they have the cowrie shells attached, but it says that they can. Her favorite food is watermelon, but she accepts pineapple, papaya, apples, bananas, pears, and grapes. She is partial to sugarcane syrup, and one of her favorite offerings is a plate with 7 burnt coconut balls sprinkled with mayo. I have no idea what that is. When Santeros want to please her, they fill a blue and white plate with fried plantains and fried pork rinds and put it over her open tureen. Among her sacred animals are the ram, guinea hens, roosters, pigeons, turtles, quail, parrots, and ducks. Although in one of her aspects she will not eat them. She also eats many types of fish. When she is very angry, the Santeros refresh her with watercress, lettuce, and seaweed. So when you become a Santero, they tell you then what type of foods are good for your Orisha, what type of foods you don't eat. Sometimes when you become crowned to an Orisha, the things that your Orisha like is the things that you like. The things that your Orisha don't like is the things that you don't like. And it means that if you get crowned to a certain Orisha and she don't like fried catfish, then you can't eat fried catfish no more ever again in life. It's that would be a no-no for you because your Orisha don't like it. And you have that Orisha on your head. My god sister can't wear red ever in life. Red, nothing. Earrings, underwear, clothes, nothing. It's certain things that she can't eat because she is crowned to Obatala. And children of Obatala, children of every Orisha, there are certain things that come up in your Ita, which is your reading for life, that you have once you are crowned. Those things will come up. You can't have this. You can't have that. You can't wear this. You can't go here. You can't go swimming in deep water. And they say a lot of children of Oshun and Yimiya are advised not to, don't mess with deep water because that's where Yimiya is and she may call you home. So if it comes up in your Ita to stay away from water, you best to do it. And even though I'm a child of Oshun, I've never been fond of deep water. Never. The bathtub is deep enough for me. I don't mess with water like that. I don't know how to swim. I've had a desire to learn how to swim, but never followed through with it. And it may be for a reason. It may be for a good reason that, I don't swim. So when you are a child of a certain Orisha, especially water Orisha, you have to be careful around the water. I mean, you should be careful around the water anyway, but when you are a child of Orisha that has to do with water, you have to be more careful. And normally that will come up in a reading for you. It says a human uh, person that has Yimiya is very strong, severe, and willful. They are serious and maternal, even the men, protective of the young and family minded. These people may forgive an offense, but they will never forget it. They are fond of luxuries and the finer things in life and have a decided sense of social strata. In the lesser types, the person may be arrogant and impetuous. And I didn't read the one for Oshun. So is the one for Oshun is uh, they are charming and pleasant people who love music, dancing, and the arts, fond of pleasures, extremely sensuous but careful of public opinion, which is very important to them. They love jewelry and fine clothes, expensive perfumes, and good wine. They are determined, stubborn, and intent on social climbing, at which they are very adept. So there are many different paths to each Orisha. So this does go in and talk about the different paths of Yimiya, and those things most people don't have to worry about because if you don't have any plans on being a priest or whatever, then that kind of stuff um, doesn't really matter to you. And it says the if you become initiated to Yimiya, it says the initiate receives Yimiya's mysteries in a white pot with blue design. Among the emblems inside the pot are small sirens symbolizing her supernatural beauty, a sun symbolizing the Orisha's powers, a full moon symbolizing her feminine qualities, a half moon symbolizing her joy and wisdom, a pair of oars symbolizing the good and evil that human beings do, a rudder symbolizing her ability to steer humanity on the right course, and a snake symbolizing her wisdom and sexuality. All of these emblems are made of lead, which is the only material that is not corroded by seawater. Also, among the secrets of the pot are seven smooth black stones and 18 cowrie shells for divination. So that is what you would receive, well, part of what you will receive, because these books are never going to tell you everything because a lot of this stuff is a secret. But that is part of what you would receive um, during your initiation process, receiving um, Yimiya. So I'm not going to go into a lot of the other things for her, but this does have, if you have a special request, it says the person writes his wishes on 7 pieces of paper. He cuts 7 holes on a large watermelon and insert the pieces of paper in the holes. The watermelon is placed on the floor on a blue handkerchief, and 7 blue candles are lit in the name of Yimiya, asking her to grant the request. During 7 days, the person lights 7 new candles, repeating the incantation. At the end of time, he ties the watermelon in the handkerchiefs and brings it to the sea. The Santero favor throwing the melon directly into the water from a boat, but some people leave the water in a trash can at the beach. So that is if you want to ask Yimiya for, um, if you have a petition for Yimiya. So, oh, I think that's what we were talking about. Um, we were talking about the Misa when I the Misa that I went to, my first Misa that I went to, and how things had a kind of it got interesting. It is so many birds over here. Um, so this particular Misa, um, we were talking to the ancestors, and you were asked to bring a dish that your ancestors like and bring a picture of the ancestor that you wanted to talk to. So it was this long table because there was a lot of people invited to this misa. So it was this long table, and everybody had like put the pictures of their ancestor and the food that they, brought for the ancestor on the table. They had the candles lit. They had it was just a lot of stuff. So, they started the misa, they started with prayer and everything, and drumming. And, people's ancestors did start to come forward and, were giving messages, and, people were crying. And, because it was my first Misa, and I was very new to, this whole tradition, it was a lot for me. So it kept progressing, and Orisha started showing up, like people's Orisha started like mounting them, and they were giving um they were giving messages to people, and like Papa Legba showed up, and it was just a lot going on, like a lot more than what I expected, to the point where they were like, okay, even the person that was like that put on the Misa was like, okay, we're gonna have to, start to bring things down because it's so much going on that, I don't want anybody to leave. And, it was like, I don't want anybody to leave because I don't want any of these spirits to, attach themselves to people and think that it's okay for them to go home with you. And then someone was there who was a child of Oya, and they were like, Oya is gonna have to come down and get everybody together and make them all go back. And I was like, what? I'm like, what is going on here? It was getting late. I was like getting nervous, and I was like asking my best friend, who is a priest of Oshanla, which is the female Obatala. I was like, okay, is this normal? She was like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. Just we just can't leave until they close everything out. And y'all had to come, and then um Legua had to come, and they had to like clean the floors, and somebody was making the herbs and the floor wash, and they had to like clean the floor, and the Legua had to come and make sure everybody was gone, and then they had to clean us off, and it was a lot. It was a lot. And I think I was like so worked up and scared that when I got home that night, I was having these dreams of Papa Legba and everything, but it wasn't like scary. It wasn't like Papa Legba came to hurt me or something like that. It wasn't like that, but it was like, hey girl, I know you, you know, we cool. I'm watching out for you. It's all good. And I didn't want to go to another Misa after that. I've never been to another Misa. Let's just say that one experience was enough for me. I think it was just too many people. It was too much going on. I said if I ever go to another Misa, it would be a small one because it was just too much. It was a lot, a whole lot. Now, I do have some Yimiya charms, and I am going to be making some bracelets soon, and the Yimiya charms will be on there. I don't know if these will. I may just, give them to some of the people that are here in the chat if you guys want some. Um, I'll figure out how to do that later. But yeah, Yimiya and Ocean are close to my heart. You know, I love them both. I love their stories. I love water. I've always wanted to live close to the water. One of my best birthdays ever was staying at this hotel in Point Reyes here in California. Very beautiful area. And our hotel room, as soon as you walked out the door, like the ocean was just right there. Like in the hotel room at night, you could hear, the water crashing. It was just so beautiful. Anytime that I'm living somewhere, like right now, I love this. I can just see the water from here, or I can just go around to the park, which y'all know ain't that far from where we live. I'm just attracted to that. I've always been attracted to water. Water has always been a place, like I've always driven to the marina when, I was having a bad day or things, weren't as settled in my life as I want them to be. Like I would always go to the marina and just walk by the water or go to the lake or what. That's one thing about living in California, child. You're gonna find some water. Water ain't that far from you, especially living here in the Bay Area. You can drive 10, 15 minutes and you're gonna be next to the water. I'm really fortunate now I can drive 2 minutes and be close to the water, or I can just come and sit in my backyard and just look out at the water. But if I want to be closer, I just drive around the corner. I do love the water. SU is different from Papa Legba. This was a question. Can you share some of the supernatural things you experienced when you really knew you had tapped into something special? I don't really want to say that they were supernatural things, but you know, because I don't like for people to be like, "Ooh, that spooky, supernatural" is always kind of looked at as spooky. But I have had experiences where um my ancestors have came to me, and I didn't realize that my ancestors came to me when I was very young. And when Elegua came to my first reading, it seems like that memory of when my ancestors came to me when I was 5 years old, when my father passed away, I think he came to like tell me goodbye. Okay, so when I was 5 years old, I'm going to say my uncle passed away. But my uncle ended up adopting me, so I refer to him as my father. My biological father passed away when I was 2. So When my uncle passed away when I was 5, they both came to me in what I thought was a dream. And I told my mom, and she believed me. But it comes to be, I wasn't asleep. I was woke because when I had my first reading in my 30s, Alegua brought it back to my memory, and I wasn't asleep. I saw them within the natural, woke. I saw them at 5 years old. So that was my first real experience was when I was 5. So when I had my first reading, that memory came back to me clear as day. Now, I've had other situations where after my mom passed, she came to me clear as day. I've seen her, I have talked to her. So, and I have, things have come to me about where my gift is, what I'm gifted in. I have seen those things. I've seen my ancestors doing certain things in dreams that I know are real. So I think it's more of a not supernatural type situation, but more of an awakening and a feeling than anything else. Like I haven't, like I'm not a demon chaser or because I'm not even into that. That's not my thing. My thing has always been love and peace and connection to my ancestors. Now, some people that's what they want. They want to be out here chasing demons and seeing ghosts and all that kind of stuff. That's not me. I'm not attracted to that. I don't even want that. The only spirits I want to see is my own family, my own ancestors are the only people that I even want to deal with. Like I don't want to see nobody else's ancestors. And I tell people when I do readings for them, I'm not psychic. I don't claim to be psychic. I've never told anyone that I was psychic. If I'm reading the cards, I'm telling you what is here. Now, spirit is speaking to me, but I'm not going to be able to tell you where your grandfather hid the $20,000 that y'all been looking for. I'm not going because I'm not. I don't care about that. So it's probably not going to work for me because that's not my thing. Now that is for some people. Some people love to tap into that and want to be in other people's business. I don't. Now I love reading the cards, but I'm reading what the cards are showing me being spoken to by spirit, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. I don't want to go into your life and I'm gonna help you if you ask me. I'm here to give you good advice, but I'm not gonna tell you, yeah, you gonna have a Bentley by the time you're 30. I don't know what you're gonna be doing when you're 30, girl. And if you're not doing anything in your 20s to work towards that Bentley in your 30s, you're not gonna have it. And I'm gonna be the person to tell you that. But I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, Prince Charming is gonna ride up in a black Maserati and knock on your door in 2025 and no, I'm not gonna tell you that because I don't. That's not my thing. So most of my spiritual awakening has just really been about me finding out who I was spiritually, what my gifts are. Get away, mosquito. What my gifts are spiritually, tapping into who I am as a person and growing from there. That's been it. I haven't been out here chasing uh spirits down. Now I have seen Orishas mount people. Yes, those things I have seen. I have seen Yimiya come down, Oshun come down, Ogun come down, Shango come down. I've seen all of those things. But that's not just me. Everybody in the room saw that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just my experience. Everybody that was there at the Bembe saw Shango. I've Okay, y'all. We're gonna have to go in a minute because my battery is dying. Okay, now that I can tell you. That will have to be a totally different. Remind me to tell those stories because those are some good stories of the first time I actually saw an Orisha mount a person. Those are good stories to hear. But I'm gonna go because my battery. I didn't realize how low the battery was, and I can't. I mean, I could plug in out here, but I don't. I don't want to. Plus, I don't even have my charger out here. So, thank you guys for um, coming. If you are interested in finding the dances for Yimiya, just look up Yimiya dances here on YouTube. There are a lot of teachers, people doing the dances, the music for Yimiya, all of that kind of stuff. And of course, that stuff is copywritten music, so I can't share it on the channel. But make sure you go. That's your homework for today is to go and listen to the music, look at some of the dances so you will have an idea. Let the music seep into your soul. If this is something that you want to get into, then you should be doing that anyway. You should at least have an idea of, well, what does Orisha music sound like? If you can sit up and listen to all that bebopping and two topping and all that stuff that little baby, the baby, ugly baby, and Drake and all of these other people doing. You can sit up and listen to their music in the car, and that kind of stuff don't feed your spirit at all. Talking about bitches and hoes and black women and all this kind of stuff that don't feed your spirit, stuff that actually diminishes your spirit and stifles your spirit, and you can't listen to something that is going to feed you and bring you closer to your ancestors, and then something is going on. Something is going on with you. So go and listen to some of the Orisha music, listen to some Cuban music, listen to some African drumming music. That's the only way that you are going to get closer to your ancestors. Your ancestors wasn't listening to Drake. They don't know nothing about that mess. And they don't want to hear that shit every day. They want to hear something that they enjoyed also. You can't say, oh, I got my ancestors' table set up, and the only thing you playing in the house is Snoop Dogg and Drake and the baby and all them people that they don't want to hear that mess. So play some songs that they want to hear. Play some gospel. Play some drums. Play something that is soothing to the spirit. Okay. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about a male Orisha. Let's talk about Obatala tomorrow. The father. Okay. So I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and participating. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Before this battery died completely. Bye, y'all.